You know what we're doing. Hopefully Twitch can cooperate this time.
Ah, I'm seeing things now.
Okay, I'm gonna re-show what we did earlier because it's fucking hilarious. You should be seeing things, yes. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong gun. Uh-oh. Come on. You can tell OBS is working, and God damn it, I wanna capture this moment. I think it's working. Okay. Look at this clipping. You can hear him dying in the background. It's great.
Kyle, where are you? I'm back at the landing pad. Where were you, Jan? I had TIE fighters all over me. I probably disposed of
There we go. Bye-bye, Boba Fett.
It's
Ah,
so weird looking at an explosion in this type of game and being able to see, like, oh yeah, that's an explosion drawn by someone who worked on point and click adventure games.
yeah, no. This killed the genre. Anyway, let's go. Now I can start level 3. I believe this is on... We're sneaking on Darth Vader's personal TIE fighter. Lid, look at this. Look at this. This is the hit scan BFG that I was telling you about earlier. This is some bullshit right here. Sorry, the hit scan rocket launcher. Look at that.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
It's just click on the guy and he blows up. And that's the end of that.
Yeah, no. You gotta be careful not to blow yourself up. No, I am not. Are you gonna do something about that? It, it's so great hearing this bitch crush John Williams music. Uh-oh. Bad news. Fun time might be over. I think I heard transition. Oh, God. Yeah, that's why this gun's not very reliable. Did you see how much fucking health that took, Lid?
I missed it.
Brought me down to 16 regular health and 0 shields. Cause I... Alright, yeah.
Andy, would you believe that one of the 3 texture artists on this game also did art for Sonic 2 and Spinball?
Wow, that's crazy. Which Sonic 2? This 8, 6, or 8? Oh god.
Genesis Sonic 2.
Wow. Oh, that room took care of itself. Jesus fucking Christ, that was a lot of thermal detonators. Jeez. You see that? That is an enemy. That's how you tell the enemy has the concussion rifle. Look at you, this motherfucker. But you get 100 bullets, so who's to say what's wrong? Oh, we got the blue key lid. Do you think it opens a door that's blue or not?
Based on what you've told me, I'm betting the door is not blue.
I cannot wait to... Oh, God.
So it looks like the music for this game, as well as the sound effects, were done by one guy. It looks like actually programming the music system for the game was more complicated, but the actual music itself and sound effects was one guy.
Good to know.
Would you like to hear a recent credit that this guy has had?
Doom Eternal?
No.
Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga?
No.
What is the recent credit?
He is credited in Death Stranding.
Wow.
What for?
Sound effects?
Whistling.
Crazy. Where do I go? Jesus. Alright, well, things are going okay. I think. We're unmuted, correct?
Hmm?
Just making sure. So, Lid, how's Final Fantasy VII been treating you?
I have not been playing a whole lot of it recently. I have I got to the start of disc 2 and I've kind of just been sitting with it for a little while.
That makes sense. That's kind of what I think they want you to do, a little bit. Maybe not to the extent that you're doing it, but
I mean, it's been like a week and a half since I last played it, I think.
remember when Luke force shows these guys at the beginning of Return of the Jedi?
Luke is so cool in that movie.
Oh god, transition. You gotta be careful. That
They really went like, nope, no more little tan tunic Luke. We've got black, all black.
I don't like the look of
cloak.
that room. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, that didn't go well. I don't like this room, Lid, in case you can't tell.
I don't like this room because it's made up almost entirely of textures that are a metal X of some kind.
Oh god, are the surfaces reflective?
Remember in A New Hope when they like shoot a blaster in the trash compactor and it just bounces around for a while?
Yeah, that's not fun.
I feel like that would be a really funny situation to have in an FPS.
Where's... Oh god, where am I going? Lid, you see this predicament I'm in.
I guess. I don't really know. It doesn't seem like this room's that crowded. Okay, well now that you've reloaded it does, but
Where'd you come from?
did you see my post on Twitter where I was like, the craziest thing about the Final Fantasy VII remakes is that we still don't really know what they are because the next one is kind of the one where they have to actually do it.
I've heard the ending of this one is divisive, which is not a good sign for a foreshadow.
Well, it's not even really divisive because of what they do. It's divisive because like they just kind of do it sloppily in a way where like
I do not know what is in the ending
regardless of
that.
how you interpret what happens at the end of that game, it's still something that they could walk it back and it wouldn't actually be clear if they were even walking it back.
Oh boy, my favorite.
But like cuz Final Fantasy VII Remake is just the Midgar part of the game, which is just like the introduction, right?
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the part of the game where you're just kind of exploring the world and you don't know what the plot is. The third game is the one that's gonna have all the plot in it.
It sure is.
Like people have been saying for the longest time that like this is going to be like a rebuild of Evangelion type thing. And the thing is we don't know. They could just make a straightforward remake in the third part and you know, maybe have a few small changes like the first two games had, or the third game could just go full on Evangelion 3.0 and do a time skip and the whole story is different now.
How terrifying.
Like in a way, like in terms of the idea of like what does remaking Final Fantasy VII even entail? These first two games may as well have just been practice.
Yeah.
They may as well have just been an opportunity to get a bunch of the assets made. And the thing is, in a weird way, a lot of the chunk of FF7 that Rebirth is remaking also feels like that. The difference is that and this is a thought I had because I played FF8 like all the way through a couple years ago, and I was thinking recently, you know, I never really had a point in FF7 where it like grabbed me the way where FF8 did, where it was just like, oh, I guess I'm playing this all day the rest of today to see what happens next. But then I realized, wait, no, that does happen. It's the very beginning. And I think that's kind of the problem is that Midgar in the original Final Fantasy VII feels like something they went back to and really polished up late in development. And then you leave Midgar and it feels like you've kind of started going through the early stuff where they were figuring things out. But with Final Fantasy VII Remake, they have to make all three parts in linear order. So by the time the third one comes out, like, what the fuck is that game gonna be?
It is such a Herculean task to remake Final Fantasy VII. Because that is a thing that means a lot of different things to different people. Dude, I do not feel safe in this room. You know
Have
what?
you tried simply clicking on the bad guys?
Sometimes you don't even have to do that. You know what I want is I wish I knew how the platforming worked so that I could just not deal with this, because it's like,
I feel like platforming in these kinds of games was a mistake.
buddy, don't I know that?
Things first-person shooters never needed. Looking up and down.
Thank you, Burn, for the subscription.
Jumping.
Well, the thing is, those two concepts go together in tandem.
Aiming down sights.
Controller and player just need that. Where am I getting shot from?
Burn says painted some minis. I assume figurines of what I see.
Fucking do time travel. You can get away with anything if you.
Oh, right. I forgot. You shoot the...
Isn't it crazy how, like, once upon a time, you could start a game like this on a computer that you had to type words to make things happen on?
That is kind of insane. I'm gonna hear you take a use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
By the time that I used a computer, DOS was, who the hell was using DOS? What does that even mean? Hello, Burns' boyfriend. I think we should just get rid of Star Wars for a while. I feel like no Star Wars content of any type should be made for the next like 10 years, and then they can start a new trilogy of films, and they can make one every 3 years at most, and then they have to stop for a while again. Someone who lives down the street has a dog, and its bark sounds exactly like an old woman yelling "Sir." I just thought that was funny. If anyone wanted to know.
Thank you for holding down the fort. Okay.
I don't think the place burned down yet.
Okay. We're gonna make it. No, we're not. Ugh.
So it looks like the vinyl soundtrack cover for Stellar Blade appears to have a couple characters on it that I don't remember seeing in any material for the game so far.
That's crazy.
One of them looks like imagine if imagine if Jetstream Sam had all gray hair and was robotic from the eyebrows down.
Wow, that's crazy. Hi, Burn. Hi, Burn's boyfriend.
And the other one looks like an old sage with a big white beard, with like a one of those Dune nose things.
Okay. Star Wars is dumb. Sorry, what were you saying, Lyd?
I was done saying words. I was just saying that just Stellar Blade.
Oh, right, yeah. You were mentioning the character design and how there's a bunch of shit you don't recognize. God damn it.
I hope that game is neat.
So does everybody, I think.
Nah, there's people rooting against it because it's become some weird fucking culture war thing, just like everything does these days.
That and the lady is sexualized. Which...
Well, yeah, that's the what it is that because the protagonist is a booby lady, there are apparently some people who are being fucking weird about it, like, oh yes, finally, video game for straight man.
seems like Sony's gonna do a show either this or next month, and then we're getting like a Microsoft show shortly after that.
We're gonna hear about Sony's 0 big IP games that they've planned for this year.
Apparently, their definition of big IP is more insane than I might have given them credit for. It seems like Astrobot.
Depending on what they do announce.
Yeah, it seems like Astrobot is coming. Which is wild. Seems like Gears 5 is coming to Xbox someday.
Do you mean
Or 6.
the other? Okay.
I know what I mean, Lid.
Years of war, more like years of snore.
Do you prefer snore or bore?
In this particular instance, I think snore is better to illustrate that the series itself has been asleep for so long.
I see what you mean, yeah. Oh god. Isn't that fair, Lid?
What? I don't even know what, like, this game's just all explosions. I don't remember this many explosions in Star Wars. There sure as hell weren't this many explosions in the first half an hour of Attack of the Clones that I watched recently.
No.
There was like one. The ship blowing up at the start.
That Count Dooku must have been behind.
Genuinely can't believe that they do that. That she's just like, "Yep, I bet it was him," and everyone else in the room is like, "No, he's cool." And it's like if you're watching the movie for the first time, like like an hour and a half later when you actually finally see Count Dooku, you're not going to remember that conversation. And if you have seen the movie before and know who that is, then you already know that he's the most evil looking motherfucker in the whole movie. So why like play around like this?
Because Star Wars. Because Buck Rogers.
I don't know how long it'll actually be until I watch it to be able to
Motherfucker.
compare. But like Attack of the Clones might literally be like Rise of Skywalker bad.
No, you're wrong.
That's that then, everybody. You heard it here.
You did. Oh god, where am I going?
Have they made a mod for this yet where you can just play as Mario in these maps?
I don't think so, unfortunately.
Bullshit.
Did you see Night Dive's new announcement that they you people thought was an April Fool's joke, but no.
I feel like I heard about it and then
It's a
immediately.
3DO game.
What was it?
Well, I don't remember. Could you look it up for me? It's something ridiculous. Like, oh my god. No one would ever suspect you to do this.
They're remastering PO'd.
Yes, that is correct.
Did AVGN talk about this one?
I have no idea.
I can't remember what any of these shitty fucking Doom likes are.
Well, this one came on the 3DO, so...
It was also on the PlayStation.
La-di-da.
It was developed by a company called Any Channel that only made one other video game.
What other video game did they make?
Vigilance.
I don't know what that is.
It is a PC. What the fuck is this thing? Yeah, this is weird. It's like I don't know. It's like I guess like, you know, it looks like a sort of like Half-Life Max Payne kind of thing. Um but particularly strange is the development on it was like the publisher and seemingly like the sort of what would you say, like creative, right, like the development was handled by both Any Channel and another company called Post Linear, but the actual like the concepts for the game and stuff and the art were made by Sega Soft.
Oh!
Despite this being a PC exclusive.
Hmm.
It looks like Sega Soft actually like mostly did Windows games despite being part of Sega of America.
We're almost at the end of this level, Lid.
I'm looking at the games that Sega Soft made and it's like, yeah, this sure does look like the kinds of video games that a PC centric subsidiary of Sega of America would make. What do you think is probably like the like I don't know all of these games, so I'm making an assumption here about what it actually is. But what do you think is the highest profile game that Sega Soft would have worked on?
No idea. Star Wars Arcade? Knuckles Chaotix?
The only game that sticks out from this list that seems like an obvious oh yeah, that's a step above the rest of these that I'm looking at is Bug 2.
That's not a good sign.
No.
I hope I know where I'm going.
Are you familiar at all with Scud, the Disposable Assassin?
Is it an Amiga protagonist?
No, it's Oh, that's interesting. It's a comic book that had both a Windows and Saturn game. It looks like two different games. Yeah, one of them's top down, one's a side scroller. Both made by Sega Soft. But it looks like the main other thing that that the artist from this comic book is known for is he's the co-writer on Monster House, the movie.
Oh wow, Monster House.
Yeah.
That's a blast from the past. I would like to believe that I know where I'm going.
That's the Doom clone experience in a nutshell.
Lid, could you look at a walkthrough? This is mission
What level is this?
mission 12 Imperial Fuel Station. I know, I know. You're the best.
Hmm.
I just need to figure out how to leave. I'm close to being done.
Okay. So you know how there's the big room with the bridge that rotates around.
Yeah.
So you gotta make that bridge go in a certain spot.
Okay, so I got to arrange it in a certain way.
Do you know
Oh
where
no,
the
wait,
panel...
never mind. I think I've made progress.
Fun fact, though, in searching this mission on Google, I did find a Steam thread where people apparently have discovered that it is just possible to bug this mission out.
What do you mean possible? Oh god.
I don't know exactly what they mean by the quote-unquote honeycomb switch, but I'm going to assume that they're talking about the panel that controls that bridge. It looks like if you interact with it too many times, it is possible for it to bug out and for it to be impossible to progress.
Well, thankfully we avoided that. Alright, level 13 led. That was rude. Oh, we have just given up good graces. We are just in a fucking firing squad, huh? I hope this is the last mission. Look at that lid.
How long do you think it would take to, like, run out of Star Wars games?
Oh, a while. Depends on... What is this? Did you see that? I don't understand how this thing works.
Like, what do you mean? Like, are you talking about when the gun killed both of those guys, or...
I'm talking about how when the gun avoided and just shot behind.
Mm.
Cause you got to keep in mind, there are Star Wars games up through 7th gen, like consistently. So if I just dedicated myself, it would take over a year. Easily. I wonder how this gun works in like a Quake style environment. Oh god, that's Dark Trooper. They gave a Cyber Demon a rocket launcher. Or they gave a Cyber Demon a jetpack. This is the...
That's evil. Don't do that.
There we go. We are Kyle motherfucking Katarn.
Hate to say it, I think it's impossible for a guy named Kyle to be a badass.
You have not met... You do not know the power of Katarn. It overwhelms the Kyle.
That's like his name is too similar to the main character of Synecdoche, New York, to be anything close to a badass.
He's the baddest motherfucker in Star Wars. Look at this. The Imperial Remnant. Oh god, that is a big death pet. Oh my god, look at that TIE fighter.
That's pretty cool. That's a 3D thing.
It is so funny watching them try and figure out, okay, is this how you do level design? And this how you do enemy placement? Because you know they've never done this before. These are point and click and... I think that's the kind of... Is that, like, that point and click adventure game sentimental... Like, sentiment is carrying a lot of this first-person shooter design.
Like some of these hallways you're going through right now are real, like, commercial WAD level of design, you know?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I see what you mean.
Like, somebody could get away with selling this, but without the Star Wars license, I don't think that this was gonna do numbers.
No. Oh, come on. Do I go up there? Yes, I do. Fuck you. You know what's crazy about 2? It has... Imagine if in Half-Life Lid, you had the Mario 64... Oh god, I face bumped into a wall. I guess I'm getting knocked back like 5 feet.
That would be awesome.
That's...
In a first-person game.
Yeah, no, they...
That's incredible.
That is the power of
geniuses over there.
the power of 1997. Yeah, they had top men, if you will. Where do I go?
Boomer, I played Jedi Academy like once when I was 8 at a
Academy
friend's house.
is, outside of Mysteries of the Sith, the Jedi Knight Dark Forces game I put the least amount of time into. It's pretty neat though. It's very funny that it has Eric Sparrow.
From Tony Hawk?
Yes. Oh god. That's not good. And his name is Dash Rendar in this universe. God, this game's so cool sometimes. Oh god. This is the most vile weapon of the Empire.
It sucks that both of the next two games that I'm looking forward to most are coming out like a week after, or like a week before DLCs that I'm, or wait, no, the game, the two, yeah, the next two games that I'm looking forward to the most are coming out a week before. No, I mean, I can't fucking brain, dude. What's a brain? The next two games that I'm looking forward to the most are coming out right after DLCs for games from previous years. So it's like... am I gonna play old game or new game? If I play old game, is 1 week enough time to finish that before new game?
Hello.
I'm talking, of course, about the Final Fantasy 16 DLC coming out right before Stellar Blade, and then the Elden Ring DLC coming out right before Monkey Ball.
Do whatever feels right. Or seems important.
At the very least, well, no. Huh. I was gonna say, Monkey Ball's only a $50 game, but Shadow of the Erdtree is like a $40 DLC or whatever, so, well, never mind.
Hey, man, fuck you. Come on.
You know, this game's pretty alright, but you know what I think it needs more of?
What?
I just don't think it has enough gray rooms.
You think?
Yeah, I just feel like that's just one area where, you know, I feel like this game, you know, it could be doing more.
Man, look at all these gray rooms, Led. Can we... Uh-oh. Where's the way forward?
I don't know about you, but I think the way forward I'm looking for hasn't really been around since like 2015.
Oh, by the way, you remember when I mentioned George Floyd Metroid?
Yeah, what did you ever find out what the context was for that?
That was the recent Fall Out Boy song. Like the
you can't be serious.
The "We Didn't Start the Fire" variant.
No, is that a real lyric in that song?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
No. No. Look at that. That can't be real.
That's not true. It's impossible. Lid, are you looking it up?
That's okay.
Yes.
They do not say those things in that order,
Okay.
but they are both said in the same line, which is just as bad.
We did start the.
The actual, oh my god, man, these guys, man.
Yes.
The actual lyric is Meghan Markle, George Floyd, Burj Khalifa, Metroid.
Hmm.
And this line is the chunk of the song that this line happens. It is Sandy Hook, Columbine, Sandra Bland, and Tamir Rice. ISIS, LeBron James, Shinzo Abe blown away.
Thank you.
We just
How are you?
we need to stop these people. We need, you know, like their cover of Beat It 15 years ago was like, okay, this is kind of corny and stupid.
Oh hell
But
yeah,
this,
Lid.
this is
Next
bad.
level. I think it's time for the. We are leaving Darth Vader's Star Oh no, we're entering it. Nightmarish song, new ROM hack. What is that? A dark?
I still cannot believe they really said those words. That's really a rhyme that they made.
With the Dark Awakening. Like the Force Awakens, but the Dark Awakening. Oh boy.
Remember in like 2017, 2018 when people were making all those memes that were like, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, from his nap. That's gonna be the name of episode 9.
I do, unfortunately, yes. Oh god. Look at that crane lid.
Did it just whack you to death?
I believe so. I need to hold on. Uh-oh. Well. We're booting back up. I just wanted to do a... I just wanted to be able to continue off from the mission I left off on. Let me stream in Discord for Lid. Alright, Lid. Alright. Are you ready to save the galaxy?
You know, if the events of Star Wars are supposed to have taken place a long time ago, have any of these games ever like leaned into the idea that like you failing would like create like a paradox?
I think that would be stupid. Alright. Hell yeah.
Dudes will really look at this game and say, hell yeah.
Thank God there isn't room over room sometimes. But yeah, Lid, of course I will always say hell yeah to being able to blow up stormtroopers. And when John Williams music's. You know what more video games should do, Lid? Use the planets in their soundtracks. There's a Doom level from the 90s, early 2000s that uses it, and it sounds so good.
Like, you mean
The host planets. This is level design. Got the final weapon. Oh God. Well, that's the Dark Trooper prototype taken care of.
Did you or perhaps anyone in chat ever read the Galaxy of Fear books?
I'm aware. What are those again?
Those are the Star Wars books for kids that are about like two human kids traveling through space with their shape-shifting uncle or some shit.
No.
The first book is about them like I think they get stranded or something on a planet that happens to actually be a giant living organism that eats stuff.
That's cool.
And they meet like I forget who all is there. They definitely meet at least either Luke or Han on that planet. But the story that I remember the most from those books is there's one where they go to Bespin, I think. Maybe not Bespin. They go to like an amusement park that Lando owns, and they have like an experimental attraction that they're trying out. And it turns out that what the attraction actually is it's like a spider that latches onto your head and makes you hallucinate.
This is Lando's theme park.
Yes.
Lando shows up in the third game of this series.
And basically like it turns out that like half of that book is actually happening like in the characters' minds, and eventually the only way that they eventually realize is that like when that spider is like latched onto you, like you can still sometimes like catch it in like the corner of your vision and stuff.
That's crazy. Star Wars is wild. Oh, that was crazy. Did you see that, Lid?
No.
I think I can... Here we go. Look at this.
That's pretty cool. Have you ever heard of the Japanese exclusive Super Nintendo game Othello World?
Don't know.
It is a game where it's Othello, but you on like on the like side of the screen, like your opponent is always like some kind of character, and like I guess when you make moves, a text box can appear at the bottom of the screen that's like your opponent commenting on the game.
Oh, hell yeah. We can't have this much dead air in the sequels because they just used the Williams score, so I'm gonna have to record those locally as well. Like this, not likely to get copyright striked. Oh no, where, oh god, the ceiling is all death.
You see, I've thought about that with like the idea of like let's playing like certain games, like you can't do Crazy Taxi, you know. But what if do you remember that episode of Game Grumps where they were like they were like get some shitty Ace of Base MIDI and put that over a compilation of all our failures like that's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You gotta get some shitty like the it's like it's just recognizable enough that the viewer can tell what it is, but the algorithm can't.
Good luck with that. Okay, where am I going? I have placed the first charge. Where's the next one? You know what? At least you're always moving forward in these games. They are pretty good about keeping you in that direction. Or at least some of these levels are. Lid, what is this?
What is this forest temple bullshit?
You can hear your bones cracking.
OSHA doesn't exist in the Empire. Hasn't that been Hasn't that's definitely been a joke in fucking cartoons and shit where they have like the villain build the Death Star,
I just
right?
want a railing. I just want one railing. Oh no, we'd be leaning on it too much. Have I fucked myself?
I mean, it's not gonna kill you, right? Or is it?
I don't know. Let's see. No, I don't think it is. At least not yet. They gave you an extra life. They knew. They totally knew. I'm gonna look this up on the walkthrough, see where I'm going right.
You know what I think is something really fucked up about that George Floyd Metroid rhyme?
Sure. Well,
Metroid is older than the original song.
would you want
It
something?
would have made more sense for Billy Joel to mention it than for Fallout Boy to mention it.
That hurts.
Like if that's supposed to be like, oh, it's our updated take on the song. Like what do you mean?
Well, it's their updated take on the song.
It's like they literally just what the first 2-syllable word or phrase they could think of that had oid at the end.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So that was optional. Dragon Quest would never do this to me, Lid. You should play Dragon Quest, Lid.
Perhaps.
Well, the problem is that there aren't many cheap ones if you want a physical cartridge.
And it's not even just that. It's that like well, with 3 in particular, there's the fact that like this HD version is supposedly going to come out within our lifetime.
Supposedly.
But it's also just like, you know, a lot of these old Square games, you know,
This is an old Enix game.
they're the same now.
They are now, but yeah.
Is that the newer versions of a lot of these games are really hit and miss? You know, like I don't wanna accidentally get, you know, Chrono Trigger PS1 or Final Fantasy VI iOS.
I get what you mean.
Like, oh, let me just go get the version of Dragon Quest 1 that's on the Switch right now. Oops.
Oopsies indeed.
Not to mention, do I really want to start playing through a bunch of old long RPGs when so many new long RPGs are coming out right now?
That's an excellent question.
and I'm already playing some old long RPGs to get more prepared for the new long RPGs that are
Well, I
coming out.
mean, I mean to be fair, Lid, if you want to be prepared for more old RPGs, you can't get much more prepared than Dragon Quest.
I know, but that's also part of it, right? Is that like it's the one, right? And it's like I am not as interested in like the historicity of games in that way. And it's just like
Part
how
of why I'm
much
enjoying Dragon Quest 3 so much is because of like it and Mario 3 are kind of is that it's kind of the paradigm shift along with Mario 3 of like, oh, this is where companies started making longer games that were designed to be finished. Cuz I like a lot of 8-bit design is like kind of aggressive deliberately. You know? Like
I
it's
suppose.
it's like Legacy of the Wizard.
I still kind of feel like even like Mario 1 and Dragon Quest 1 were about in the same space.
I would agree with that. I'm just saying that like I am saying that like Dragon Quest 3 and Mario 3 are like, here's where they realized they wanted to start selling people things.
But it's just because like, you know, there are certain things like this is something I've been thinking about with like Ocarina of Time while I've been playing Final Fantasy VII is that like playing Final Fantasy VII and realizing like, you know, how like just sort of having to like grapple with like its like position in like our RPG influence and stuff is like revelatory in a way, as opposed to playing Ocarina of Time, where having those same kinds of realizations is just the biggest snooze fest in the universe.
I like Ocarina of Time.
I don't think Ocarina of Time's a bad game. It's just like it's it's just like realizing how much of a thing you have had regurgitated at you is not always enough to justify eating it again, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Though I would argue it's different with Drag FF7. And I feel like you would like Dragon Quest 3 more. Oh god damn it, we ran out of lives. This game has lives, Lid.
That seems wrong.
It does, doesn't it?
Imagine making a video game after like 1992 with lives in it.
It does seem wrong, doesn't it?
Can you believe how long it took Nintendo to learn that lesson?
They still haven't.
They've learned with most. Mario doesn't have lives anymore.
Yeah. We've turned off our targeting computer, Lid.
Uh-oh.
Nah, we're using the Force, it's fine.
I feel like, and I'm gonna try to I don't know. I'm not unless you consider this to be spoilers, I won't get into details, but I feel like the ending of Gundam, the original, is cooler than basically anything Star Wars has ever done with the Force.
When you mean do you mean Char's counterattack?
No, I mean 79.
Interesting. I've only seen the first recap.
Do you want to get into spoilers?
I might experience that someday, so maybe not.
All right.
You know what's really fucking cool, Lib?
Mm.
Get a Roboco. It's a shame that that is a thing that does not have an official release in English. Because if you could read that, you'd be like, yeah, that's the coolest thing ever.
There's a lot of cool things. What do you mean? According to Wikipedia, it's known in the United States as Venger Robo.
That is only partial part of the title.
The international title given to the Anime on Toei's website is Gold Bang.
Gold Bang. Isn't that just one of the anime, though? Or like a part?
I don't know.
At least all of the OVAs are in Blu-ray. Boy, isn't Knockback fun, Lid?
No. I would say generally not.
Oh, I didn't realize there was the sledge here. Hold on.
What do you mean? Get a Robo Go was released on Laserdisc in 2006?
Manga's so cool. You can read manga on Laserdisc? Oh, it was also the name of the tie-in at the time.
Yes, there was a 1991 anime.
Look at that motherfucker fly.
Freedom.
Alright, one more to go.
Yeah, Laserdisc. What the hell? Laserdisc players weren't stopped being made until 2009.
DVD and Blu-ray are super new.
Well, what I was getting at is that even though, despite that, movies stopped being released on Laserdisc in 2001. So the idea that like anime was still being released on Laserdisc up until 2006 seems crazy.
It was a cheaper medium.
But like even then, like they had like video CD and stuff if you wanted cheaper.
We are almost done, Lid. But yeah, Gold, what's your favorite dumb localization title? Biohazard to Resident Evil?
That is a pretty funny one. Euphoria is a pretty funny one.
Euphoria's goated. How long have we been going for? 90 minutes.
I feel like one of the funniest ones is whenever an anime gets localized and they just use like the abbreviated Japanese title as the official Western name of the show.
Example?
Watamote.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Where do I go?
Especially when it is something like Watamote, because in English that doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, so people start calling it things like Watamote.
Watamote.
It's so detached at that point from the original, from both the original title and anything resembling the language that the media is being translated to.
Where am I going? I would like to get off this crazy world, please. I am kerfuffled. No, 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 no. Well, I found things that lead to where I need to go, I think. Ugh. You know what I could use, Lid? More grave rooms.
My favorite. I don't know if you saw Kyle Bosman's new video this week, but I have a feeling of where your stance on the issue might lie. Me personally, I think giving any credit to Multiversus is too much.
At this point, I would agree with that. They've gotten more chances than they deserve. Alright, where do I go? No, that's the start of the level. I'm sorry, Lid.
How dare you?
I would like to be finished with this level, please.
That's how I've been feeling about Star Wars for approximately the past decade. I would like to be done with this, please.
Did he fall? Thank God. Thank God. Okay. Yawn.
Eli is here.
Hello, Eli. Do you like Star Wars?
I don't.
I'm sorry.
Well, I don't have to watch. I can just say hello.
No, you don't. Oh boy.
Are you winning, Andy?
I'm on the final level.
Good.
Motherfucker.
Some of these rooms make it clear why this game's called Dark Forces.
I can turn the lights on. Oh my God. I really wish I had a lightsaber right now.
Remember Lightsaber Fight Saber?
Who doesn't? Eli.
Yeah?
You remember Lightsaber Fight Saber?
I do not.
Damn.
Oh God, we're gonna die.
I don't think you heard this because I'm pretty sure I said it when you were out of the room like an hour ago or whatever. I think they need to just take like a 10-year break from making any new Star Wars content.
At this point, yeah, of course, that's obvious.
But they can't because the mill demands more blood.
Yeah.
How do I get out of here? Oh, is this where I go? Thank you.
As someone who doesn't particularly care for Star Wars, I get it. Like, I get why it resonated with so many people, and it is insane how in less than a decade that has been. Like, the sheen is worn off with so many people.
Oh yeah. They killed the golden goose.
I have to wonder, because I feel like, you know, with streaming services, you know, I feel like we don't really know the numbers for a lot of this stuff, but I have to wonder, you know, like, obviously, like, Star Wars has to seem kind of tiresome at this point to a lot of people, but I have to wonder if it actually has, like, you know, financially started to wane or not.
I can't imagine it not.
But like, I'm sure that whatever numbers it's putting up on streaming are not as strong as it was a couple years ago, even if it is still strong. But the point is, yeah, if you know these subscription services have to keep continually growing. Again, more blood for the mill, and yeah, I can't imagine that it is on a positive trend. Just
It also, there's also the problem of Star Wars video games are fucked, because, I mean,
Are you
they've
not looking
been,
for the David Cage Star Wars?
I mean, it's like the one studio that was making stable Star Wars video games that people liked, now just isn't anymore because of EA policy changes, and who knows what they'll get to work on. Okay.
It was funny a couple months ago when Bob Iger said that video games might actually be important after like getting rid of everyone who worked at Disney during
And
the video
LucasArts, yeah.
game. Yeah.
Are they just gonna keep relearning this lesson every 10 to 15 years?
Who
Yes.
knows? I mean, that implies they learned it in the first place.
True.
Well, someone learned it, surely. And then someone else got put in that position.
Yeah.
Where do I go now? The great question of any 90s shooter. Where do I go now? Am I going the right way?
Well, you'll find out soon enough.
Ah, that is an optimistic view, Eli.
Well, I feel like if you're going the wrong way, you'll realize it at some point. Am I too optimistic?
Yeah, Lid, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. What even is a Star War?
That's a good question. Lid, do you know what I've been playing lately? I've been playing a lot of Balatro. Put like 25 hours into it. And I've only had it for like 6.
Yeah, that game is apparently cracked.
As other people said, once that game hits mobile, like, say goodbye to the global financial system. Yeah, that game is incredibly good.
Is it?
I mean, it's Eli defending a roguelike, so...
I don't think, like, and I've been thinking about this, is like, I don't think that it is one. Or we need to maybe readjust what the terms of a roguelike actually are. Because I was thinking that, like, it would not make sense to call, like, Balatro and Hades part of the same genre.
I mean, this is is already like an argument that people have been having for a bajillion years,
That's true.
you know, and it's already like Hades itself, you know, a lot of people would hesitate to call a roguelike.
Okay, then we can say maybe like Binding of Isaac or something like that. But
I mean, even Binding of Isaac, like you have like, well, all the rooms are the same shape. You know, you don't, you know, like.
Roguelike is it?
is poker a roguelike? Because you can get completely different hands.
No, a roguelike is only a dungeon crawler. The environments are made out of text characters, and it has permadeath.
So
and-
Dwarf Fortress is a roguelike.
No, because it has to, you know, like.
Okay, I think whatever terminology we want to use, I think I can sum up why I typically take umbrage when I see like a game showcase and there's a game presented and it says roguelike at some point. Is that it is often just a case for developers not to have to engage in level design,
Oh yeah.
in my opinion. If it is a game that I think couldn't work or would be substantially less interesting if it did not have significant randomization, then I think it's fine for it to be like that. But if it's something like...
We
like
figured out
Dead
where to
Cell-
go, I think.
Oh, great. Anyway, so that's how I feel about it. Yeah, Velatro, that's really great. I don't know whether either of you would like it, but
I have some very strong.
Did you try it?
I have not tried it, but I could easily predict myself not liking it.
That's fine. The one other thing I've played recently is a ROM hack of Smash 64 that adds a lot of characters who weren't in Smash 64, including a
Redux?
couple who were not released until after Smash 64 came out.
Okay, it is Redux.
Yeah. So...
Is
Wait.
it called Redux because all the characters they add are ducks?
No, Duck Hunt is not even in the game.
But they use a dog.
What about Daffy?
What about...
Eli, would you like to join
Gander.
me and Lid tonight for Looney Tunes after the stream is done?
I'll let you know.
You got 3 good ones.
Burn Venters wants to know, Andy, did you ever say I love you, Beth?
I think so. I do love you back, Burn. Although you have a partner, so I don't know. I don't want to interfere.
I think randomness is undesirable in video games in general.
I think Balatro seems like a good justification for the randomness.
I think whenever people start describing a video game as addicting in any kind of positive sense, my eyebrow enters the upper atmosphere.
mean, plenty of games I might call addicting. I don't mean the literal sense, but it doesn't have to do with whether they're random or not. Like when Pikmin 4 came out last year, I was really enjoying playing it. I really like to spend a lot of my free time playing that game. That game has no randomization, and I could call it addicting based on my experience with it, but I don't know if that's really helpful. Pikmin 2 has randomization, and I think that game is worse for it. You've been playing Dragon Quest 3.
I have.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's neat.
Nice.
You were my cleric.
That makes sense. Do you see how it was unbelievably influential?
Oh yeah. Not always like fuck that. How much have you played of Dragon Quest 3?
I've beaten Dragon Quest 3.
Fuck that pyramid. That pyramid reminds me of Lieutenant Surge's gym.
Well, first of all, Lieutenant Surge's gym. Not that hard. I don't remember a pyramid giving me any issue in Dragon Quest 3 specifically.
Lucky you.
I mean, I obviously went through it, but yeah, I don't remember I don't remember that being a difficulty. I remember what the difference is like. Sorry.
It wasn't hard. It was the puzzle was obtuse. It was the part where you had to. You know what I'm talking about, where you had to like hit the switches in the right order.
I mean, I watched your Mario 64 playthrough. I saw how that went for you.
No, this is different. This was.
But I remember having.
No, this is different than Monkey. This is like, why'd you design a dungeon like this?
Because it is a tomb decked out with traps.
I don't know. It's less that it has traps and more like this.
What I do remember about Dragon Quest 3 is that it is a picaresque adventure to go around the world and do fun stuff.
It's specific. Also, oh, you do not have enough inventory space in that game.
That is because it is. Now I don't know exactly like what if the Game Boy Color version has.
You get 2 pages worth of items for each party member, and there
Yeah,
is no key item menu.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, it's an old game. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, how do I get back to where I need to go?
Lid, have you been playing anything?
I played KOF Sky Stage.
Oh god, yeah, Andy told me about that. Fuck off.
What? Lid likes playing well-established arcade games. People are like, KOF is one of the greatest arcade series of all time.
Yeah, I'm so excited to play some more shmups. I've heard there's like 15 of these games, man. Like, what is this, Toho?
You
You
asked
have a
about
favorite
this.
character.
I do like Kula Diamond.
She is pretty cool.
Is she cooler?
Yeah.
Hardy, hardy, har.
So in the most recent KOF, because she was originally with the villain team, like she was created as a rival for K-Dash, because K-Dash is very fiery. She was very icy, right? But she leaves the evil organization after being persuaded to the side of good. She falls in with two villains in the new game because K-Dash said he was too busy to take her out for ice cream. He said, "We'll go take you, and you can get all the ice cream you want."
I believe it.
Lid.
I believe it.
What is your experience with the KOF shmup?
I don't think I've technically beaten it. It's weird. It's a weird game. It's I have to assume that in the arcades it's a pretty basic put in more coins to keep playing. But in the home version it's very like, oh, you made it to this level, so the next time you play you can choose to start at a later point and have more continues and stuff like that. And the like numbering system that they use for the stages is really weird. I'm not sure if there are like diverging paths. It seems like it's possible under certain conditions for different bosses to appear. So I have no idea how much of the game I've actually played through. If I need to play through all the characters or what.
Which bosses do you fight? Because I assume that they're KOF characters.
Yeah, I don't know all of them. The first boss I think is always Athena.
Gotcha.
Iori I think is in level 2 or 3. I'll look it up. I don't remember half these people's names.
I mean, if you describe a character to me,
There's like a guy who has a throne.
Geese Howard?
No. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there are yeah, start stage 2. Every boss. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, this game's fucking weird. The bosses are Athena. On stage 2, you fight either Kusanagi or Iori.
Gotcha.
Stage 3, you fight either Orochi Shermie or Rugal Bernstein.
He's probably the one with the throne that you're talking about.
Yeah. There is Hula Diamond shows up as a quote-unquote intrusion boss, whatever that means. Stage 4 is either Orochi Yashiro or however you pronounce this. Does the wiki say? No. Gonets or Genets?
Gurnitz.
Goodness.
Stage 5.
Yeah,
Stage 5
he has wind
is
now.
I guess Orochi is like a guy who's possessing people, and that's why half these bosses have Orochi before their name. And
I
then
can
I guess
explain this.
okay.
So Orochi is a like powerful demon man who all these bad people want to resurrect, and there are these characters, Chris, Yashiro, and Shermie, who have alternate forms in which they have their Orochi powers awakened, and those are referred to as like Orochi Chris, Orochi Shermie, Orochi Yashiro. They have different playstyles. So that's the answer.
And then it looks like at some point you basically I don't know if it's based on what difficulty you're playing on or how many playthroughs you've completed. Oh, I see. What the fuck? Okay. You have to pick up an invitation card item that drops on each stage and also 1cc the game. And then when you defeat the final boss, the game immediately starts over and you need to beat that second loop to get to the actual final boss, which is Omega Rugal.
Do you have to 1cc the second loop?
It doesn't say. I sure hope not, because that'd be crazy. But it's not clear on the wiki.
Rugal Bernstein is the guy who says genocide cutter.
He's definitely a crazy boss in that game because
He's a crazy boss in every game.
well, his sort of like gimmick is like some of the characters are definitely more shmuppy, you know, but like Terry, for example, as one of the playable characters, like he basically has like a Shoryuken style punch as a move that he can use, right? Like some of them still
Yeah.
some of them still have more like fighting game style moves that feel kind of weird and out of place in a shmup. And basically, like, you know, a lot of the bosses in this behave like you would expect a shmup boss. They hang out at the top of the screen and shoot at you. Rugal just starts chasing you all over the screen.
Eli's like, oh yeah.
I mean, that's just like that boss is known for being a dick. Like in KF 2002, if you fight Omega Rugal, like I think the other boss fights are like, you know, you're gonna win or like try your best, and then it's like, yeah, fucking good luck against Omega Rugal is what the game says. It's like good luck with that. I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's pretty funny.
So I know where I'm going.
Sky Stage was the last SNK game to have full English voice acting until the upcoming Fatal Fury.
Yep. Which I will not be turning on the English voices for that because Terry needs to sound like Terry.
The English voices in Sky Stage are pretty funny because, like, some of them are fine, and then some of them are like, oh, this is a Japanese person who definitely does not actually speak English, and they sound like a baby.
Okay, well, Terry famously is like all his lines are English and they're spoken by someone who maybe doesn't have a great grasp of how to say them, and I love it. So it's like Rising Taco, Burn Knuckle, great.
Like, I think if I remember correctly, I think it's Athena. Like Kula Diamond's lines are like, okay, like, you know, this
No,
is
I would
clearly-
like to make sure we are talking about the same Athena from the NES game Athena.
Psycho Soldier, yeah.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh yeah. Yeah, the wiki says so. But like Kula Diamond's voice acting is like, okay, this is definitely like a Japanese lady who may or may not speak English very well, and you know, you can tell what she's saying, and it sounds, you know, like the kind of voice acting you would expect for a game or an anime. But then Athena's voice acting is like, if I heard a VTuber talking like this, it would seem out of place.
Psycho Ball! Psycho Ball! Psycho Ball!
When
That-
when is SNK gonna put Che Guevara in King of Fighters?
What an odd thing to say.
Lid, did you see this week's Jeremy Parrish?
I did, I know.
Have you played Guerrilla Fighter for the NES, Eli, or arcades?
I have not.
It's Akari Warriors, but you play as Che Guevara liberating Cuba from the Batista government.
Awesome.
Oh, it's great. Castro's your player too.
Like the Akari Warrior stuff is funny because it's just some like fucking NES game that I think not everyone would care about.
When are they gonna put
But-
Metal Slug in instead?
Okay, here's the thing. There's been a lot of like lore built up around the Akari Warriors at this point, so that's why like they're not gonna cut them, but they could add Metal Slug first.
They should add Marco!
There's been like Metal Slug cameos in the background.
Terry! No, sorry, Erie!
Didn't one of the Metal Slugs have some playable KOF guys in it?
Yeah, Ralph Clark. You know, those are the Akari Warriors. So Ralph Clark and Leona are in one of the Metal Slugs.
The Akari Warriors are not Metal Slugs.
I know. I'm saying that they guest starred in one of the Metal Slug games.
Okay.
I know. I've seen it. Like I've seen video of it. Well, let me look it up.
They should make a HD remaster of Metal Slug for PS2.
Yeah, Metal Slug 6. That's the one that they were in.
Trying to figure my way out of here. I don't know about you, Lid. I would like to be done.
Is Glup Shido in this game?
No, unfortunately, he is not.
It's fucked up how many subsidiaries SNK used to have that just aren't around.
Yeah. Interestingly, they expressed recent interest in, like, saying that they want to explore more of their non-fighting game back catalog. You know what that means, Andy?
Metal Slug?
Nope.
What?
We're going golfing.
Oh, hell yeah.
I hope. I mean, just fucking release the original and like give it netcode. They have like you can play like the Last Blade 2. You can get that on Steam. That has rollback. Like
Okay, Lid. I'm
they can
trying.
do it for.
I am trying to figure out how to get out of this maze of conveyor belts. Would you like to help me with this?
I was looking at a walkthrough for this level earlier. It's too much.
Cool.
Do you know where the control panel is, where you like move the stuff up and down?
I think so.
You want to put that into like a thing where it goes like down and then up.
I've made progress, I think.
I think the pattern is like middle, down, up, middle, or something like that.
Oh, come on.
But like, you know, things are bad when you're like looking at a walkthrough and it's telling you like the coordinates of the level.
Here
where
we
they
go.
are at each step. Did you know there was a Saturn version of Metal Slug?
It would not surprise me. The Saturn was a 2D powerhouse.
I assume that was a Japan exclusive.
Would not surprise me.
It is weird how, as far as I know, nobody ever tried the clicky stick after the Neo Geo Pocket. If there's something I don't know, maybe, but
No, I don't know. I don't know who would.
I would like to be almost done with this room level.
Like my best guess is that like maybe like Hori or someone made one at some point for something. It looks like 8-bit dough makes a Neo Geo style controller that has one.
oh, interesting. So other than the fake KOF game that you played, what did you play anything else with?
I don't think I've played a ton this week.
I need to figure out what the pattern is for this door.
I think you just want to get all those things on the wall connected.
Yeah, I figure.
I think everything needs to be moved up a little bit. It looks like it's not lined up with the very beginning of the line. See, on all the way on the left there, I think it needs to be lined up with that. I played a little more Gran Turismo 7 because I'm always playing a little more Gran Turismo 7.
Would you say that you're addicted to Gran Turismo 7?
No, but I absolutely will say that like one of the biggest problems with that game is that like it explicitly has these stupid fucking random loot drops built in, and every time that you buy something using the in-game currency, it says, hey, you know, you could spend real money to get some more of this. It's fucking garbage.
Alright, we made it.
That is garbage.
But driving the car feels real good, so who can say if it's bad or not?
Which car are you driving?
There's a lot of
Alright,
cars in
Lid.
that game.
I think it's just time for the final boss, and then we're good. We have placed our final detonator. Do I have enough health to brute force my way through the final boss, is the real question.
Well, you could save state, right?
I will in a second. Hold on. I think that's where the final boss is. Yep.
Is that Mr. Fallout?
No, this is General Mark.
Darth Icky.
No, he ain't no Darth. He is an Imperial asshole.
I mean, aren't the Darths Imperial assholes?
Yeah, but they're being a Darth is like being evil Pope, and he represents the secular part of the Empire, the part that's you know, loves boot crushing.
Oh, you know what I've been playing this week?
What?
I've been playing Spyro 3.
How is that?
It's fine. Let me tell you, I don't know if it's just the Xbox version, because I played a bit of the Switch version a while ago, and like obviously that, you know, isn't a very impressive version of the Reignited trilogy. But so I don't know if it's just the Xbox version, but that game's rough.
I have heard the Reignite, like Spyro 3 needed extra patches because Toys for Bob got fucked. Also, did you see Chris's post earlier on Twitter today? They're like, oh my god, Toys for Bob made the Urcon Masters.
Yep.
Huh, I did not know that.
It's been a long time since I've challenged a man to battle. I'm glad my opponent is
Like, there's some like puzzle in Spyro 3 where you're like playing fetch with a dog and you gotta like throw a ball to get it to stand on switches, and that dog just glitched into the floor at one point. like I guess I paused I both could not close the pause menu and also could not navigate it.
It's been a long time since I've challenged a man to battle. I'm glad my opponent is so...
Castro thinks highly of Richard Nixon since he reminds him of Che Guevara, Castro's best friend. Yeah, I know.
Also, just the game in general.
Who's having
is
like the alarm wave going off in the background?
hmm?
What is that?
I don't know. I would have assumed that it was Eli, but he's muted, so I have to wonder if it's a Discord problem.
Maybe. You excited for the Eclipse lid?
I guess.
Sorry, there are a lot of sirens going by. in my
I did it.
building. You did it?
I did it. I just need to leave.
I feel like Spyro 3 is the most ukulele that any game got before Rare got bought by Microsoft.
Damn.
More than like Banjo-Tooie.
It's different. You know?
That's true.
Like Banjo-Tooie and DK64 have their own kind of bullshit going on, but it's not quite the same sort
Lid,
of thing.
did you see the bullshit that Earthworm Jim 64 is?
I saw a little bit of that stream, and I heard them talk about it on Big Think. Those boss fights are pretty rough.
They're the worst. They're the worst.
Like every level in
there's a
Spyro.
sweet part-
What?
Never mind. Go on.
Every level in Spyro 3 is either like, oops, I need to come back
Look,
here.
we're done.
That's weird that it has you.
That's
If it's the final mission, why does it have you end it by saying next mission?
that's how this game works. Hold on, Lynn. I want you to judge something.
Okay.
How good's
This
the
is
Vader?
an unfortunate setback. The force is strong with Catan.
Okay,
Oh.
the front view is a lot better. The rear view.
I meant mostly the voice, but also
Oh, I have it turned down so low. I can't tell.
you should play Black Ops Zombies. No.
You should play Black Ops Zombies.
Anyway. Lid, I can't wait for you to experience Dark Forces 2. It's one of the most lid-core FPS games ever made. There are live-action cutscenes in that game. And it's blended with, like, some of the worst and best CG you've ever seen. And it's got the weird Mario 64 jump in first person. You're gonna pop off. But that is for a next time. Because next time we do Star Wars, it's gonna be Rogue Squadron 1.
That game's pretty cool.
So here's the thing. This game's weird. In a lot of ways, this is a massive step up from Doom, but it does not have the tightness or polish. Like, there is not that like, when Romero does these levels, you get a lot more clear sense of where am I going. This is kind of rough, but it's a much better Star Wars game than I would say it is licensed game. Hey, Clint Bajian, he's important. He did the soundtrack for Outlaws.
He did the whistling in Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm. Scott Lawrence is Darth Vader. But yeah. Anyway. I now have this game on save file, so I can go back and play any of the levels anytime I want. This was cool. Lid. Oh. It's time. Where's it? Where it's time for everyone? It's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
Oh, are we looking at the list?
It's time to update the list, Lid.
I just remember. Do you remember Sonic the Hedgehog has been added to the list?
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
Kyle Katarn has been added to the list.
I remember Sonic the Hedgehog has been added to the list as if I could ever forget.
Okay, hold on. Let me find no, that's not the list. Okay. All right, let's see. Where, like, Dark Forces 1 is pretty archaic, but it's also very cool. I think right here is where it belongs. In between Euphoria and Triple Trouble. As the lowest. In a lot of ways, it's very cool, but in a lot of other ways, it is very frustrating. 48 seems fair. And that's that. I don't hate you, Burn. I love you. What would I do without you? Anyway, I will see you guys next time. I'll probably be back either Monday or Wednesday to finish off Ape Escape, and then after that, who knows? Bye-bye.